Hello, hello. If you saw my post from today, or maybe you didn't, I don't know, but today I shared a post about why I almost walked away from 10,000 followers from this Instagram account, from all of it. And I wanted to expand a little bit more in this video on that because there's only so much you can say about it in 2,200 characters in a post. So I wanted to chat a little bit about it in this video so I could expand a little bit more. Because like I said, you can only say so much in 2,200 characters. So between Christmas and New Year's and over Christmas, I was debating whether or not to start a brand new Instagram account and leave this one. I went and I created one, started posting to it, getting it all set up and everything. And I was getting ready to have that transition, just walk away from my Instagram account and have that transition this year and everything. And the reason why is because it was killing me a little bit about how much that Instagram has changed. And then also there was a combination of that in terms of Instagram has changed so much. And so my reach is not what it used to be, number one. And then number two, it was also that I created my Instagram account in 2013. In fact, I think I created it in 2012, but so that was like 10 years ago. But I started to post regularly to it in 2013 when I had my gym. So my husband and I, we owned a gym back in Boston. And so I was posting about kettlebells and fitness and strength training. And at the time, I had started writing a blog in 2012, an old WordPress blog. And so with that, I started my Instagram account then. And over that time, so it's been like 9 years of consistently posting to it, I've had so many pivots, 4 very significant pivots, from kettlebells, fitness, and strength training to, owning the gym and then closing the gym and moving to Las Vegas, working for Cirque du Soleil and then having an online business and then shifting my online business from fitness into business coaching. I've had so many iterations. And so I know that there are still followers in my 10,000 followers who are just hanging out, who are ghost followers, who probably don't see my stuff, or they don't really care about my evolution as a human being. And that's fine, but at the same time, I was feeling like it was weight that was just dragging down my Instagram account. So I was battling with screw it. I'm just going to create this brand new account. I'm going to start fresh with 0 followers, and whoever wants to follow me, they will come over and they will follow me, and I will just teach what I want to teach now, which is business coaching and mentorship, a lot into energetics, law of attraction, things like that, and money mindset, healing your relationship with money, and all of that. And then I just couldn't do it. I couldn't pull the trigger. I was agonizing about it. And so then on New Year's Day, I was talking to my husband about it, and over coffee, I'm like, it's in the morning, and all of a sudden, and Eric, my husband, is someone who's he doesn't say a lot, but then when he finally has his moments that he says something, you're just like, damn, I got told. And that's pretty much what happened that morning. And what he said to me, and he was so on point about so many things. Number one, he talked about the fact that here I am wanting to walk away from all these 9-10 years of the versions of myself and the iterations of myself. This is who I am. All of these things are a part of me. So all of these things are a part of you. And you have to accept, no matter how you evolve as a human being, no matter how you evolve as a professional, all these different versions of you make you and make you what is so special, no matter what you're doing in that moment. So you have to think about why you want to walk away from the documentation of all that in your Instagram account to a new Instagram account. Do you not accept these different versions of yourself? And do you just want to pretend that they don't exist? Or is there some other reason? And he said you have to accept all these different parts of yourself and all these different versions of yourself that make up who you are now with what you're doing now. Even if business coaching and mentorship and teaching about energetics and the law of attraction and spiritual elements and money mindset and all that, if it's not related to fitness coaching and kettlebells and strength training and all that. But I will say as a side note that one theme has been the same all the way along, whether I've been doing fitness or business, is that personal development has been a consistent theme. So when he said that, when he talked about, are you trying to walk away all the different versions of yourself, or do you accept all these versions of yourself? Yes, hell yeah, I accept all these different versions of myself. It's who I am. Strength training, fitness, kettlebells, all of that, it's a huge part of me. And my failures and successes in my business that are documented and shown and evidenced throughout my Instagram account. Yeah, I accept all of that. And so there was that. And then number 2, he also had a really good point. And this is a really important tip and lesson for all of you listening, for all of you watching this right now. So, going back to, I was feeling very discouraged about how Instagram has changed. I feel like my reach is not the same anymore. And, my story views are down, my post views and likes and things like that. And what used to be important on Instagram was hitting that 10,000 follower mark, like getting thousands and thousands and thousands of followers and having a lot of followers, and especially hitting that 10,000 follower mark, because then, at that time you could have a swipe up, right? But now everyone can add a link to their stories and all that. But that was like a huge mark of success with your Instagram account, was having 10,000 followers, right? But now it's not about hitting the 10,000 followers or getting lots and lots of followers on Instagram. What's more important on Instagram now is having more engagement. You want to have high engagement. You want your engagement to be about 4% of your followers, right? And so with that, it's better to have a smaller following and have higher engagement. And so with that, I was feeling really discouraged. I wanted to create a new account and just rebuild it and have a more engaging, thriving, connected Instagram account. Well, my husband had a really good point, and it's this. He said, in 2012, when you started writing your blog, he said, you weren't worried about the numbers or insights or who was listening. You just shared from your heart. You just shared, you had something on your heart that you knew that you had to share because you knew it was going to help others. And you shared from your heart, and that's it. You just shared because you wanted to share. And it worked. As a result, people did listen. People did receive the message. People got it. And let me tell you, this was an old WordPress blog. People received it and my business grew. I got speaking engagements. I got online business. So back in 2012, I started an old WordPress blog. This is when people actually read old school blogs. Iron Body by Artemis. And it's still there. I still post to it. It's going to be changing to I Am the Artemis. It is changing. I'm changing the name, but it's still there. And my husband was right. When I started my blog, I was like, I don't know who's going to be listening or why I'm doing this, but I feel compelled to do this, and I feel compelled to share these things and just to share. And so here I am, just posting to a WordPress blog. I would share it on Facebook. I would share it to Twitter. And that was the extent of my sharing. This was in 2012. Okay? I would just think of something I wanted to write. I would write it. I would post it. I would share it. I had no idea who was listening, reading it, whatever. Well, after some time, and the only places I shared it were via the blog and then also on Facebook and Twitter. And that was it. Okay? I wasn't sharing it on Instagram until, I don't even know when I started sharing anything about my blog on Instagram, to be honest with you, until very recently, or I don't know. Anyway. And so then from there, and at the time, my husband and I owned a gym. And then I learned that people were reading my blog. I found out like a year and a half later, it was in the fall of 2013, I was teaching at a Strong First Level 2 certification. And I was assisting there, and I had all these women come up to me, and they were like, thank you so much for writing this. You helped me with my pull-up, or you helped me to overcome this mindset thing, or this. All these women, that was like 2 handfuls of women or more. I didn't know any of them. And they were thanking me for everything I had shared and I had written. And this was me posting to an old WordPress blog and sharing it on the link on Facebook and sharing the link on Twitter. And I didn't know that anyone was receiving what I was sharing and writing until that happened. People are listening. People are listening. And so then I was just like floored that people were receiving my message. And then from there, that was the pivotal point in that from there, I built a business out of it. I got online clients from that. I got speaking engagements from that. My blog became more well-known. It started to get shared amongst other really well-known bloggers like Tony Gentlecore. Like he would share it. PTDC would share it all the time. Like it was shared and shared and shared and shared all over the place. So I went into that now with Instagram and all these other, and like TikTok and Instagram and all these other social media platforms, we have more visibility than ever. But we're afraid to share because we're afraid that no one's going to see it. It's so weird. It's so ironic. But the truth is that forget, the algorithms and all that. I truly believe in energy, in the energy of the universe, and that if you share from your heart and you just share it because you just want to share from your heart and you just trust that the people who are supposed to see it and receive it will receive it, they will receive it. And it's the same thing for Instagram here. Just show up and share and don't worry about the numbers and don't get caught up in the numbers. Just share what you have to share and share it from your heart. And the people who are supposed to see your content and who are supposed to see and receive the messages that you're sharing, they will receive them and they will come to you. It will happen. And just trust that that's going to happen. And it doesn't matter that we have more visibility than ever now. So I just remind myself of that over and over again, of when I started my blog and I just shared just to share and I wasn't looking at the numbers, and hey, guess what? It worked. And I ended up building a multiple 6-figure business out of it. So I'm just going to keep going on that path with no matter what's going on Instagram and whatever I think my reach is or not. So I'm here to stay with this Instagram account. It's not going anywhere. I do plan to change the name. I'm going to change it to I Am the Artemis. I am going to change the name of my account to I Am the Artemis. Although with the other account, I can't change it just yet because it's it's on hold right now, that name, with my other account. So anyway, that's my story. I hope this helped you if you're having any frustrations at all with sharing on Instagram and perhaps you feel like you're not getting the response or the numbers that you want. Because it's true. Whatever you share, if you share from your heart, the right people will see it and receive it. Have a great day. I'll be back on here soon.